So, this story isn't henching per se, but it's about the kind of work that got me into henching, which is special events and security. When I moved to Chicago, I had trouble finding work. And my partner, we moved there because they got a job, a pretty good job, but I was just kind of farting around aimlessly. And obviously, no one was hiring for a cartoonist or someone to sit around and get drunk or the other stuff I was good at. So I applied for everything. But I applied for some special events jobs. And the first callback I got was for a company that handled concessions for the Chicago Air and Water Show. Now, this is a huge deal in Chicago. It's like 2 days long, and in the week leading up to it, there are fighter planes and jets like doing these low supersonic runs over the city. So you'll just be going about your business, and suddenly there's this like window rattling crash as these F-16s or whatever go flying over. And I wasn't super crazy about going and being in a huge crowd of 500,000 people on the lakeshore, but I needed the money. So I called them, talked to someone briefly about my experience. They said, we need someone to run a concession stand down on the beach by North Avenue Beach. So can you show up at 7 o'clock in the morning and we'll have a crew there and we'll get you all set up? And I said, great, sounds great. So I show up and I'm pretty broke. I've got like $12. And I get there and there's no tent, there's no tables, there's no setup. But there's a big ice cooler, like one of those stand-up ones you see outside of a convenience store where you can go in and get your own bag of ice. And there are 2 pallets of Pepsi product or Coke products. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But like plastic bottles of Coke and Diet Coke and Mountain Dew and whatever. No ice, no tent, no tables. And so I'm kind of standing around and there's already people there because it's a huge event. And people are coming up to me and asking if they can buy soda. And like, oh, well, we're going to be open real soon. Don't worry about it. And eventually this guy shows up with like his golf shirt with the collar popped. And he's got sunglasses on a string. And he's got little khaki shorts. And his name is Chad or Tony or Dakota or something. He says, all right, you're Ben. All right, this is great. You're experienced. You're going to be great at this. And everything's fine. And here's your crew. And they're like 8 Norwegian teenage tourists who happened to be in town. And they had volunteered to do this because they thought it would be fun and they thought they would get to watch the Air and Water Show. And I said, oh, okay, well, is there going to be a tent or tables or, a bank or anything? He said, yeah, we're totally going to get that taken care of. Don't worry, I'm going to have the guys down here. They're going to get you a table. They're going to get you the tent. We're going to get you all set up and everything's going to be great. Just hold tight. And this is kind of before cell phones were really commonplace. And I said, well, can I get a radio? And he said, we're really short on radio, so just hold tight, I'll get you taken care of. And so then it's 8 o'clock. And then it's 9 o'clock. And it's getting really crowded, and there's a lot of people asking me for these sodas. And I've got these like 8 Norwegians who have minimal English, who are totally aimless, and they're just kind of wandering around, and they're kind of wandering away. And Tony or Chad or whomever comes back, says, hey, how's it going? I'm like, well, we don't have shit, man. I can't sell anything. Whoa, gosh, where's the tables? Where's your tent? I'm like, dude, I don't know. That's your job, isn't it? He said, oh yeah, I'm going to get you taken care of. Don't worry about it. And he walks away. And we wait. And around 10:30 or 11, the Norwegians sort of say, so we are not having very much fun, and we are going to go now because this is not fun. And I'm like, well, I can't blame you. Sure, you should split. So they wander off, and I'm just standing around, nothing to eat. I can't leave because I've got 2 pallets worth of product standing there. There's no shelter. This is in like August, so it's wicked hot. And Chad or Tony or whomever comes back around 2:30, and he's like, what's going on here? What's going on? This is a huge problem. Why aren't you selling anything? I'm like, buddy, this was not on me. I've been here since I was told to be here, and I'm just standing around waiting for you to figure your shit out. He's like, oh, this is a disaster, man. I'm really sorry. This is so embarrassing. Is there anything I can get you? I'm like, well, I'm really hungry. And I've been here for hours, and I'm out of cigarettes. I've got 1 cigarette left, and I've got $12. Can I give you a 10? And can you pick me up a pack of smokes. And he says, oh, yeah, no problem, no problem. I'll take care of you, dude. Don't worry about it. I'm going to get right on this. He takes my $10 bill, leaving me with 2 ones, and wanders off. And I never see him again. And the show ends, and people start filtering away, and people are pissed off at me and like, why can't I buy these sodas? And like, I don't have any money. I don't, and I can't just give stuff away, Of course, now I probably would just start giving stuff away. But at the time, I was trying to be, a good employee. And the sun starts going down, and everyone is gone. And this dude, Tony or Chad or whoever, never shows up. And so I split. I just walk away. And this is North Avenue Beach, and it is crowded. There are a lot of people around. And I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do about all this product. It's just gone. So I go and I catch the bus. I walk all the way up to Fullerton and catch the Fullerton bus and go all the way home to Logan Square. And my partner is not home, and they have the car, so I can't move on from this, because it turns out that the company that handles this handles concessions and stuff for all sorts of Chicago venues. And they do all the concessions for Soldier Field, which is where the Chicago Bears play, if you care. I don't personally give a shit about sports. But it's this huge, really prestigious gig for them, because it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's high profile and everything. And the arrangement is I was going to get paid cash at the end of the day, and the boss, the guy who ran the company, said, we run Soldier Field too, and if you want to stop by Soldier Field, we can talk about a permanent position. So I've been in Chicago for like a couple months. I don't know my way around. And I look at the CTA map, and the closest L stop to Soldier Field appears to be the Red Line stop in Chinatown. So I take my change out of the change jar, and I get on the train, and I go all the way down to the Loop, and then jump on the Red Line and go all the way down to Chinatown, thinking I'm just going to get off the train and stroll over to Soldier Field, and, they'll let myself in and talk to these guys and get my money. And get off the train on a Saturday night at the Chinatown stop, which is jumping. It is crazy wild. There's a lot going on, and I am the only white person in sight for blocks around. And like, people are walking past me, cars are like slowing down, and people are looking at me like, what is this dude doing here? And eventually a cop car drives past in the opposite lane, and the cop drives up onto the verge between the 2 lanes of traffic and does a U-ey and drives up onto the sidewalk in front of me. And these 2 cops get out and say, what the hell are you doing here? I'm like, oh, I did some work, and I got to go to Soldier Field, and I got to get my money, and I just thought I'd walk over. And they look at each other, and they look at me, and they're like, are you a fucking idiot? I'm like, well, I don't know. Am I doing something wrong? Like, you can't come down here. This is Saturday night. You're going to get shot. I'm surprised you're still alive. Get in the car. Get in the goddamn car. I'm like, well, okay. Because cops love picking me up, just like walking around. I can go to another city. I went to New Mexico once, and I was in Albuquerque for less than 5 minutes. Parked the car, got a hotel room. Everyone else went and crashed in the hotel. I thought I'd go get a drink. Walked out of the hotel, got less than a block away, and 5 cop cars pulled up. But that's a different story. But anyhow, these cops put me in the back of the car, and they're like, we're going to take you to Soldier Field. Just get in. And so they're driving me there, and the game is letting out. So there's all this traffic going the opposite direction. And I get to hear these, Chicago's finest talking about, oh, check out those 2 girls in the convertible. Oh, we should pull them over later. You got their license plate? Yeah, I got their plate. We'll track them down later. And just like a revelation, oh, okay, so this is what Chicago cops are really like. And they get me kind of close to Soldier Field and say, we got other stuff to do. Just get out. You can figure it out. So I get out, and I work my way through, tens of thousands of people going the opposite direction, get to Soldier Field. Of course, they don't want to let me in. Like, the game is over. You can't come in. You don't have a ticket. And like, look, I do concessions for, Bill Johnson and company or whatever, and I need to get in and talk to him. I'm like, oh, whatever. So they let me in, and I wander around, and I find the little closet where the concessions people keep their inventory and count out their drawers and everything. And I knock and I go in. And I've done a lot of this kind of work at this point. I had been doing this in Detroit. I had been doing it like downstate Illinois. And I walk into this room, and the vibe and the setup is really clear right away. There's this middle-aged guy who's sitting like splay-legged on a folding chair with his little short shorts that are way too short. And he's got big stacks of money all around him, and he's counting out money, and all around him are his employees, and they're like, kind of sycophants. And they're standing around, and they're laughing at his stupid jokes, and, they're fawning on him, and the women are flirting with him, and the guys are like, boss, you're the greatest. And he looks up, and he's like, what the fuck are you? What the fuck do you want? Like, I did some work for you today down at the Air and Water Show. He says, oh, well, what are you doing here? So I tell him the story. I tell him, like, look, your boy Tony took my money, abandoned me, abandoned all the product, and left me there. I spent the whole fucking day in the sun standing around. I didn't sell a goddamn thing because you didn't bring me a bank, you didn't bring me tables, you didn't bring me a tent. There's nothing I could do. He said, well, where's all the product? And like, well, I left it there. What am I going to carry 2 pallets of product by hand on the friggin' city bus? I left it there. And he's like, wait a minute. You're the guy who did all the work in Detroit. You're the guy with all the experience. I'm like, yeah, I have a lot of experience doing this kind of stuff. And everybody's quiet, and they're listening to me tell this story. And I'm like real calm. This is something about doing security. You don't lose your temper. I'm pretty calm and just telling him what's going on. And he's counting out cash. He's like, well, you made 85 for the day, but I'm going to give you a straight 100, because it sounds like you had a real rough time. And, that Tony, I don't know what he's doing. And, this is just a huge fuck up. And this is really embarrassing on our part. And I just, I'm really glad that you came to work for us, because I really think that you're the kind of guy that we need on our team. And I think that, having you on our side, we're really going to be able to do some great stuff, because you really seem like you got the juice, and we're going to get some good shit done here, man. And you can think that this is fake, because this sort of sounds like what would happen in a young adult novel. But this is, I swear to you, this is legit what happened, because you see these moments and you think, if I don't take this moment, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life. And he hands me my 520s, and I put them in my pocket, and I say, I appreciate it, and I appreciate your offer, but I wouldn't work for you or your fucking cheap-ass, slipshod bullshit operation for twice this amount of money. I've been doing this for long enough and I have never seen an operation run this incompetently. You gave away hundreds of dollars worth of product. You lost product today. You could have made sales on all of that. Not only did you not sell it, it's all gone. It's all gone. All that stuff is gone. You really screwed up, and your organization is crap, and there is no way in hell that I would ever work for you. And I turned around and walked out. And I walked out of Soldier Field, which is right on the lake, and I looked at the city on a Saturday night, all spread out before me, all lit up with the high-rises and the towers and the traffic and the buses and the people partying and the warm summer night, and $100 in cash in my pocket. And I thought, I'm going to be able to make this work. I think I'm going to be able to do okay in Chicago. And that's a Henchman bedtime story.